Does yours have little springs?
No, they don't have little springs.
Oh, I have little springs.
They don't have springs. And they started making ones with little bows on them for the girls, but I didn't get those. It's okay. Yeah.
Well,
I am enjoying, I must say, I'm annoyed by the music, but I am enjoying anytime like Frank Sinatra singing an old Christmas classic comes on. I do enjoy that. Because
like
it's
Bing
just,
Crosby.
he throws in the, and kooky coo, and me and you, and watch your step or you'll get gum on your shoe. It's the holiday season, so grab a dame. Don't be lame. She won't care if you don't even know her name. It's the holiday season. It's like, okay, it just reminds me of that Saturday Night Live when they did the Joe
what was his
Piscopo
name?
did Frank
Piscopo,
Sinatra.
yeah. Oh,
yeah, just reminds me of that. Those were funny.
What was it like? Was it like 2 or 3 years ago where they had to change the words to "Baby, It's Cold Outside" because it was it was just offensive or something.
It was rapey. Apparently,
it was rapey. Yeah,
it's like okay.
It's just a song.
It's just a song.
It's just a song. I get it. Let's not overthink it.
Let's not overthink it. But
Let's
you know what?
Overthink it.
I don't want to hear Madonna singing Santa Baby. That's just creepy. It's just creepy. She's doing that little voice that's Santa Baby. It's like, ugh.
Well, and I was like just trying to find a playlist, just right. Like usually I just hit a random playlist and trying to scroll through it. And it's like, they're all Christmas playlists. Like, can I just have a regular playlist?
No. Not this time of year.
I can't believe that there is no other playlist on the top 15 playlist that is not Christmas music.
Nope.
And do we collectively need it's all the same songs. They're Christmas songs. They're all the same on the playlist, just in a different order. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
The struggles we have this time of the year.
Yeah. All right. So what are you sharing with me today?
I hate to sound like a broken record. This time of the year is just terrible.
But you hate Christmas?
Can't. Well, also, in your white Tesla with your door wide open.
Again with the door.
Next to the curb.
Again with the door.
With the 45-mile-an-hour zone while you're putting your socks and shoes on. No.
What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people?
Get out of the car, go around to the passenger seat, do it there. You're gonna lose your door. You're gonna lose your. And it took every ounce of me not to just.
Did you blast your horn as you went by?
I did, because I was so annoyed.
Did you flip him off?
I didn't. I almost was gonna just stop and be like, turn to him and go, bro, shut your fucking door. You're a moron. Well, but then I'd have been the asshole stopped in the middle of the 45-mile-an-hour lane. So I didn't.
Yeah.
Or I could have pulled over, got out of my car, and walked over to him, but.
Well, maybe you'll get lucky and he'll be driving too fast and he'll hit the dip, and bad things will happen to him.
Well,
karma's a bitch. She knows where the dip is.
I don't need anybody to die. I just
not die, but just
maybe just common sense.
Maybe just ding things up a little bit.
Little common sense.
Yeah.
I love that everybody's in a generous mood and wants to get together and do things, and it's just a. But can we do it without expectations? Like, let's just get together and enjoy each other's company. A little food's fine, a little drinky, but no more gifts.
No
Stop
gifts.
with the gifts. No gifts.
No gifts. No pressure of the gifts. No wolves.
Stop with the gifts. No wolves, no gifts.
Yeah. Just, let's get together and just have drinks. Yeah.
We don't need anything.
Well, my caresy is, this is a big one, because it happens every year and I haven't really paid attention to it. This year it kind of smacked me in the face. I was scrolling around and here comes, these are my favorite things. Oprah's list of her favorite things. Let me just say right out of the gate, fuck you, Oprah. Fuck off into the sun, because these are your favorite things that I think only you and Gail can afford.
Oh, she's out of touch.
I'm just gonna touch on a few of the highlights because I did
Okay.
scroll through
Interesting.
her favorite things list. There is a shoe company called Sneaks, Sneex,
Okay.
and they look like those mesh trail running shoes, but with high heels on them.
Why? Who needs
Almost looks
those?
a little crockish to me. For $600. Yeah,
What's the point?
I don't know. Apparently they're comfortable and stylish. I
They're
don't know about
neither.
either of those. Now, don't get me wrong. I love cashmere. Love a good cashmere sweater. Cashmere cargo jogger pants for $300. That's great until I drip my spaghetti sauce on them at home when I'm lounging.
Yeah, because you gotta dry
There
clean those
was,
things.
yeah. Also, now I think the olive oil scene is kind of a racket. I
It
don't
is,
think
I
you're
think so
getting a
too.
better product when you're paying more for olive oil. I think it's kind of all the same.
Well, I mean,
Um,
unless you're getting it shipped directly from Italy, like
but I'm not spending $80 on a bottle of olive oil, Oprah. I don't care
no,
how great you think it
I
is.
don't think it's necessary.
Um, Dubai chocolate. What's the story
I've
with
not
that?
yeah, I don't it's everywhere, right? It's a whole thing. It's some it looks like it's got yellow strings and pistachio or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got
I've
like
not had it.
exotic Middle Eastern flavors and things like that. $70 for a box of chocolates. Nope, can't be that good.
Yeah.
And finally, how much would you spend on a nice candle?
I
Maybe
don't have
$20,
candles. That's
maybe.
dude, that's fire. That is
How about
I'm clumsy.
$80 on a candle that smells like heirloom tomatoes? That thing better heat
Ew.
my whole damn house because that's what my power bill costs. So, no.
Heirloom
Oprah.
I don't even know what is an heirloom that doesn't sound good.
They have them different flavors, botanicals. They have rhubarb, they have tomato, they have mint. It's like, all right, but I'm not spending $80 on a freaking candle unless it's heating my whole house. That's all I'm saying. So Oprah, no. Big
Some
fail.
rich people problems right there.
Some rich people problems right there. No.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting? You're getting a Lifesavers storybook for Christmas.
Those were the best. I
They
loved
were the
those.
best.
Oh,
And that's
they were
what's going to
so
lead us
good.
right into our discussion today. Our topic is Christmas traditions. And that was one of ours. We
Man.
used to get those every year. Loved
Yeah, we
those.
got
I
those every year too.
I love the butterscotch, the fruits, the peppermint, and there were the fancy fruits, and then what was the other fruit one?
It's just the
There
the
were two.
regular one, right? Is there
There
like a
was
berry?
fancy fruits. I forget, but those were the first ones to go.
Yeah, those
So,
were good.
let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with some holiday traditions.
Well, I think first and foremost, the question should be is do we open our presents Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, right? That was always a big discussion topic. And in our family tradition growing up, it was always you could open one gift for Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day you would have the rest. And then usually the Christmas Eve gift was pajamas. Like it was, you didn't get to pick one. It was like, here's your Christmas Eve gift. So that when you woke up and you were taking all your pictures while you're opening all your presents, you're all in new Christmas pajamas. That was I don't even know really if we did it like every single year, but that was one that I recall us doing more than once at least. And then we did when my kids were little, we did the same thing.
See, I had never heard of opening one gift on Christmas Eve. We never did that. I'd never heard of it
Maybe it's a
until,
West
I
Coast
don't
thing.
know. I think so. Because it wasn't until I was like in maybe grade school in California that, oh, well, we get to open one on Christmas Eve. I'm like, what? And I think I had mentioned it to my mom, and she was like, oh, hell no. No, we don't do
Not a
that.
chance.
No, not a freaking chance. Because number one, she probably wasn't ready, she was still wrapping stuff on Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
And you just had to wait. So we always did Christmas morning. And then when my brothers got into high school, they were really involved with like the music and the theater and all
Mhm.
that. We started doing midnight mass, and then we'd
Yeah.
come home and stay up all night and open our gifts. So um,
That
that's
sounds
kind of what we
exhausting.
started doing. It was exhausting. Then we'd just sleep pretty much most of the Christmas day. Um, but I mean, we had pretty normal Christmases as kids. We'd always go to the YMCA to get our tree, and that's a whole nother thing is the tree.
Yeah, the
I
tree.
mean,
Yeah, it's a whole ordeal now.
I kind of like how things have evolved where so you'd go and pick out this tree, and it was a whole production to get the tree. You had to get the right tree. Nope, that one's got a big hole in the back. Nope, that one's not fluffy enough. And then it was getting it home. You know, Dad was always in a bad mood because he had to work to get this thing home, and then he had to work to get it even, to get it in the stand and get it straight, and just getting it up was a whole thing. And decorating it and keeping
Yeah.
it moist.
Oh,
And
tinsel everywhere.
I hated tinsel, hated garland, but my mom loved that, so our trees always had that. And then what happens? Literally the week after Christmas, they're all laying on the curb. So this tree that you spent all this time and energy on is just thrown out like garbage. That would make me sad every year. But now they recycle them. So you leave your tree out on the curb and companies will come by and pick them up and turn them into mulch, which I'm cool with that. But I hated seeing all of those discarded trees on the curb the week after Christmas. You know, it was like throwing away a puppy. Really? Don't do that.
I
So,
remember we had there were a couple of years where we did flocked trees because it was
hmm
safer because it was fire retardant flock. And I remember wondering there was always a like pink flocked tree and like a
or
baby
a
blue
mint green.
flocked tree. No, it was
Yes.
pink. Like what?
Did you have the
Snow
pink one?
isn't. No, God, no. John Carroll was not getting a pink tree.
Or like real light yellow? Yeah, you'd see those.
No,
They'd sell them
no.
like on the
Yeah,
corner, and my ear thing keeps falling out. Yeah,
yeah. And that
yeah,
stuff just, it had a smell to it, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But
that
you
was
can't really
always
recycle those then, can you? Unless that stuff's made from some kind of,
look
I
it,
mean,
they
I don't
put
even
so
know if
many
they still
pesti
flock trees.
I'm sure they do, they have to, but it's a fire retardant reason for I
Yeah.
don't know.
I always
I
wanted a
haven't
flocked tree. I thought they were pretty, but my mom was like, "Oh no, no, not getting a flocked tree." And no artificial trees. You know, that's just wrong.
so I think as we got older and started moving out and just less around and more things, my mom ended up getting a artificial tree that had was pre-lit, so you just take it out and do it because
hmm
like the there was nobody around to decorate and do all the things and
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't had a Christmas tree in I don't even know how long.
I haven't either. And the number one reason was because at the hotel, you know, we had to decorate the hotel, and that was a
Yeah,
whole big deal. And
yeah.
so the last thing I wanted to do was come home and decorate my house. And, you know,
The dog would have loved it.
the last 3 or 4 dogs we've had, I'm like, oh God, no, that dog will pee on that tree in a heartbeat. So no
Coming down.
tree. We don't need a tree. And in fact, that's on my list today of things to do is to put up my 5 Christmas decorations that I have. I have ornaments, just no tree. So I
Okay.
just hang them from like the lighting fixtures and
There you
stuff.
go.
But one year my mom decided, let's get a live tree. Instead of buying a cut tree every year, let's get a live tree. And then we can, you know, have a
Stick it in the
put it
backyard
stick in the
and let
backyard.
it die because it's
It's because
not
it's in a
it's in
pot.
a pot. It
So that's
needs
kind of what happened. And plus it was a Scotch pine, which has the big long needles and like kind of like
yeah,
bottle brush looking bristles,
yeah.
branches. And so we did that tree for a few years, but then it slowly started, if you don't put it in the ground, it's not going to live in that pot forever. So we'd still haul that thing in. We called it the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. It was more ornament than tree, by the end. And we had two trees at that point because we're like, no, we need a real tree. We'll keep this one. You know, it's like the dog that pees in the corners. We'll keep him, but we need another tree. So finally, I think it finally just eventually, we had to put it out of its misery. But that's how many ornaments we had was enough to cover two trees. So, and my dad loved the holidays. And so we would, get together, and this is before we moved away, but we'd get together, and he'd put one ornament on and then sit down and be like,
Yeah,
okay,
and
no,
there's just yeah.
that section, he would direct. He'd tell us, we need to fill in over there. And
Oh, there's too many red
yeah,
ones over there. Get me a green one.
yeah, exactly. So, but no, I don't do trees anymore. And I'm happy to look at somebody else's tree and admire it, but yeah.
I mean, I don't. My kids are grown, and they don't live here, and I. That's work, and
Yeah.
I don't.
One thing I do remember as kids before we moved to California was I remember we went at least a couple times. I don't know if it was every year, but we would go see the Christmas show at Radio City Music Hall in New York.
Oh yeah.
And that was fun. The highlights I remember were the Rockettes would do the March of the Wooden Soldier, Tin Soldier, whatever. And then they do the live nativity. Okay. This is a theater, and they're marching full-grown fucking camels across the stage.
Yeah.
And sheep and people and the whole deal to do this live nativity. So that was a big deal. And now apparently this year is the 100th anniversary of the Rockettes. So they have a huge extravaganza bonanza going on for the Christmas show at the Radio City. But we did that at least a couple times, I remember. But that was kind of exciting. Kind of a little treat. A little family treat. We'd get dressed up and go.
We could talk about Christmas lights, whether we do colored or white, and now they have the white ones that look like little icicles, but it's probably my teens, like maybe 14 or 15. And we had just like painted the house or done something or fixed the eaves. And so my dad didn't want to like put nails or staple anything into it because he didn't want to put holes in it because it was brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just have the image. So he duct taped where the tape is
Duct
like
tape?
kind of under. So he duct taped the lights on. And so he did that like Saturday afternoon. And then we always just went to, this is right early December. And so then we went to church at 5:00. And then as we came home, there was like super windy that day.
It all
and the
come
lights
down.
are all over the like they're strung all over the lawn and all over the place. I don't know how many of them broke, and we pulled up and we just started laughing so hard. Oh my God, it was so funny. Oh, it was
That's a funny
hilarious.
fail. That's a
Yeah,
funny. Well,
that
we always
was
had we always did the traditional old school Christmas lights,
with the colored
the
bulbs, the
classic
big,
bulb with the colors,
yeah.
and just put those along like just
And
the
not the and it
lower
wasn't the
roof
clear.
line.
It wasn't like the clear colored ones. It was like
Mm-mm.
the
The opaque
painted.
ones.
Yeah, that's what
Old
we
school
always had.
ones. And then on our tree, we always did the colored twinkle lights. But I remember, I think my grandparents had the old bubble lights. The candle looked like a candle.
Mm-hmm.
And those, I don't think those turned out to be hazardous. So I think they stopped making them.
There's probably a lot of things that turned out to be hazardous.
But we had a lot of handmade ornaments because my mom was very crafty, or people would give us stuff. And, she was always doing some kind of crocheting or needlework or felt stuff. And then as far as our gifts go, my parents used tissue paper to wrap our gifts, and we were color coordinated. So I was white, and then one of my brothers was green and one was red, and that's how they just wrapped everything. Instead of spending a crap ton of money on all that fancy paper, it was just, here you go, there's your pile. So But I remember as a kid thinking, why does Santa have the same handwriting as my mom? Like it would say to Kersey from Santa. It's like, mm, I don't know.
I th I think there was a time that, like, and I don't know if it was just because, like, we just ran out of, like, steam or if the gift was too big that, like, there was always a gift that wasn't wrapped, and that was the one that was from
Hmm.
Santa. Like, the big wheel was from Santa and
Right.
the one of the big gifts. And then we started, like, with, my kids when they were little, we started doing the same thing. Like, there was always one big gift underneath from Santa that wasn't wrapped, and it was mostly just because it was too hard to wrap. Like, one
Right.
year, we bought a drum set for Zach. Like, it's just easier. And like the big, like, Fisher Price kitchen set for Rebecca. It's just too hard to wrap. So we just started that as those are just from the one
Yeah.
gift was from Santa. And I remember like my nephews, they would always like come like, we want more, we want this, we want this. And my sister-in-law said, you know what? Jesus only got 3 gifts at Christmas. Y'all are only getting 3 gifts. I'm like, that
That's a
is
good one.
perfect. That's perfect.
That
I'm
is
using that
perfect.
one.
Did you ever have to put together like a swing set or something like that?
Well, it was like the drum set, you had to put that together or
Yeah.
anything. And it was like just some of the little like doll houses or the rat, whatever it was. And like, it's like you had to wait for the kids to go to bed, but they were so
Hmm.
excited because the next day was Christmas. So it's like
Right.
midnight and you're just like, geez,
You're like,
can we get, you got to be quiet when you do it because you don't want to wake them up and have them. Oh, it was
yeah.
a whole thing. It's a
Yeah.
whole thing.
Um, yeah. That's kind of how things kind of progressed was we'd get like one big gift for all three of us and then your individual gifts. But yeah, I think one year we got a bumper pool table, which was fun. We got the video game console,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But um, we would always get an advent calendar,
Oh
and
yeah.
late, of
Always had
course.
one.
We wouldn't
Yeah.
start it till like the first week of December, not December. We were never prepared. But my mom had one that she made, or somebody made and gave it. I think she made it, but or somebody might have made it and gave it to us. And it was just like a big wall hanging, like I think it was felt or something, and it had little ties on it, and you could tie candy canes to it, or we would use Smartie candies, and each day you'd untie it and eat it. And the old school advent calendars were all, you open it
Just
up
a
and it's a little
little piece of chocolate.
Jesus
Just a
scene
little
and a
Jesus
Bible quote,
chocolate.
and maybe a chocolate. The chocolate didn't come till later. The old school advent calendars were just you opened it, it was a little picture. And now, God, some of the videos I'm seeing on TikTok, these advent calendars, they're pretty out of control.
Well, a few
I think,
years back, I got a whiskey advent calendar, which was actually kind of cool because it was all these like random whiskeys that you would have never necessarily bought each bottle, and it was just a little dram, so you could like kind of little sample taster. That was kind of fun.
yeah, there was one, was it Target? I thought I saw somebody opening. Well, now they're doing like instead of advent calendar, it's the 12 days of Christmas because really, if you're trying to cram 25 things, it's the things the size of your bed. So um, there was one where the girl was opening it and she's like, I spent like $40 on this thing and look at all this crap that's in here. It was junk. It was kind of
Well,
junky junk.
and I,
Oh, it was
and I think
Barnes and
Costco.
Noble. It was a Barnes and Noble Advent or 12 Days of Christmas uh, gift calendar thing, and it was crap. She's like, I wish I hadn't spent the $40 on this.
Costco has like a half bottle wine
Mm-hmm.
12-day advent, whatever. I don't drink that much wine, but and they're the little half bottles, which is kind of nice because then it's you just a little bit. You don't have to
Yeah,
have
just
the
a
hangover
snort,
the next day. It's just a
just a
little
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 snort,
sippy sip, little sippy
little
sip.
sippy. How about did you with your kids? Did you ever do Elf on the Shelf?
No, so Elf, thank God, that's on my list of things that yeah,
Yeah.
that came after. I think it's I mean, I love seeing some of the stuff, and if you are into Christmas and you have kids, I think it's fun. I think it is makes right. You got Elf on the Shelf, Snoop on the Stoop, or Snoop on the something, and like there's a whole offshoot of them. I am so glad. That looks like so much work. I can't even imagine. And you know what? If it was when my kids were little and I was still married, Mark would have been like, "Yeah, we're doing this," and it would have been the cause of so many arguments.
I didn't realize how involved it was. And I was just
Well, it's like,
listening to a
yeah,
show about the whole thing. It's every day. You have to change that scene up every damn day. And if you don't remember, the kids lose their minds. And there's a whole thing around it. You're not allowed to touch the elf. It's uh, the, it has its good and bad sides. I can see it. Like some people love it. They're like, my kids still talk about it, and they're in their 30s now.
right.
We did it, and it has great memories. But yeah, it's a lot of work. Now you can buy a kit basically that comes with all the little props and tells you each day what to do. So,
That is
that I'm sure
genius.
that helps. That's genius. They're making a lot of
But
money
then
on that.
also, like,
But
then you also have to like when your kids get to being like 4 and 5, where they actually can remember. Now you can't even do the same thing you did last year. You have to do something new for this.
mhm.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I've seen some
Thankfully,
videos of kids kind of freaking out. Like not all the kids love it. They're like, and for some reason I seem to think like we had one of those little elf dolls because it's a total
we didn't.
1960s looking toy. Um, but I just didn't realize what a big deal it was and how
Yeah, and
involved it was.
whoever really launched that off, I mean, I guess like that's that is lining the pockets
Yeah.
of many
Oh yeah. Well, because now they're doing all these collabs with, different
with
companies.
everybody,
Yep. So
everybody,
yeah,
all
it's a
kinds of
multi-million
things.
dollar industry now, the Elf on the Shelf. So as we got older and moved away and kind of started our own traditions, I was always working on the holidays. We both worked retail, which is super fun on the holidays.
Yeah.
Be nice out there,
Well, I mean,
people. Be nice.
I was
You were
in
in
consumer
sales.
electronics in sales for so long. So like leading up to it, right, to get everything pushed out. And then as soon as Christmas is over, now you're gearing up for CES, which is the biggest consumer electronics. So like there was no rest for the worry. Like it's like Christmas is over, you got to get everything out the door, pushed, reconcile it, and then, January 3rd, we're all packed up in Vegas for a week for whew, CES. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
very busy. Not a lot of
Well,
resting time.
I had the hotel for 20 plus years. And being in a ski town, the week between
Yeah,
Christmas and New Year's I
yeah,
mean, that was the biggest week of the entire year. And
yeah.
like I
Schools are
said, we had to
closed.
get the
Everyone's
whole
on vacation.
place, yep, had to get the whole place decked out for Christmas, and then everybody wanted time off for Christmas. It's like, where do you think you are? You took this job knowing, guess what? This is our busy
It's not.
time. No, you can't go home for Christmas. Um, so it was exhausting. It was really exhausting. So I think that kind of gave me a different outlook on Christmas. It's like, just get it over with. But we would
We
we would
used
go skiing on Christmas Day. That was kind of our thing. And once everything was done, I'd close up the office early and just say, "All right, let's go ski and do our thing." And then one
we used
year,
to.
I
It
kind of
was
started
it was
this.
always yeah, for us. It was just always like right. It was Christmas Eve was always like a big deal because we'd have French onion soup and anybody like because as we get older and you have other right like my sister got married and you have other so you had to kind of divide time, so we usually did Christmas Eve at our house, so
Mhm.
everybody came to our house at Christmas Eve, we'd do the gift exchange and have a nice meal, and then everybody would go to their respective whatevers and off you go. And
Yeah. Yeah, it gets harder when you've got, families, in-laws, everybody. Um, and Then one year I just said, you know what? Let's pile everybody in the plow truck and let's go caroling around the neighborhood. So we did that for a few years. And, we'd be
Yeah,
cruising
Christmas
around and be
caroling,
like,
that was
hey,
a whole Can you,
I, I'll get
I don't
that
think
berm out
people
of your driveway. I got the plow truck right here.
I don't think people do, I just can you, a group of, right, let's say 10 people come knocking on your door, I think people are gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm not opening the door," like, they I mean, unless it's, like, your neighborhood and you
Hmm.
recognize all the people and you know that they're gonna like, if it's just if it's a traditional thing that happens in your neighborhood all the time, but, like, if that doesn't happen or you just moved in and then all of a sudden there's 10 people standing at your door,
Well,
I don't think
the
people
way
are
I've
open
seen
it.
it, the way I've seen it in action is you don't go to the door. You
Gotcha.
basically you put out a notification that says the carolers will be coming around between this time and this time, and they stand out in the street and just sing. And you're supposed to hear them and look out and wave and or offer them a
Ooh,
cup of coffee or whatever.
I
But they
have
don't
never
actually
seen that
knock.
in my
You don't
entire
knock
life.
on your door. You never seen that? Yeah,
No!
I forget where I was where they did it. Was it here? Might have been here. Oh, hell, I don't know. But that's kind of what they do is they don't knock on your door. They just go around the neighborhood and people are aware that it's happening, so you are looking out for it. Yeah.
Never seen that in my life.
Yeah. So,
Wow. Okay.
but yeah, no, nobody really carols anymore.
No.
Um,
We used to do, it was a whole thing leading up to, like, maybe, like, mid-December, where there would be, like, 1 week where every day after work, my mom and dad, we'd all come home, and there would be a thing. So we would make homemade candy. So it'd be
mhm.
homemade peanut brittle, homemade caramels, homemade almond roca,
Yeah,
homemade 7-layer bars, chocolate chip. There'd be all of this stuff, and then we'd make plates of things, and then you'd go deliver them to all of the
right.
people in the neighborhood. You'd have like 10 plates of just sugar, and you bring
Yeah,
that just sounds like so much work right now.
I
Like, it was
know.
fun, it was exciting to do, and then they'd bring you a plate because their stuff
Right.
was different than your stuff, and yeah. My son has
Yeah.
taken over the tradition of making the almond roca for the family, so he'll
Oh,
usually make a batch or 2 of it. Oh, it's so good.
that sounds like good.
Oh,
Somebody
it's
brought
so
us a big
good.
pan of fudge at work. I'm like, oh, well, that's
Mm.
gone. And
Mhm.
that's the thing is people bring us. Okay, so now we got to get into the food, the holiday
Oh,
food. um,
so much.
People bring us stuff at work this time of year. I mean, there's always
Yeah,
something. So I
same.
came into work the other day, and I looked at the pile and I said, "Who hates us that much?" There was 2 tins of those Danish butter cookies in the blue tin, which
Mhm.
to me, those are the candy corn of Christmas
The
cookies.
candy corn of Christmas.
Ugh. I was like, "Who hates us? Who hates us?" And I
It's just
looked at my
easy and
coworkers
cheap.
and I go, "Even I won't eat those. Get them out of here. Or I'm going to toss them in the trash because I want the tin because I can use that for something." But yeah, no, that's disgusting. Um,
A
Also
lot
along
of
those
See's
lines,
candy. Oh, so
a
much
lot of
See's
See's
candy.
candy. Yep, I had somebody that was,
I don't
"Can you keep an eye out for my See's candy? It's arriving this week." I'm like, "It'll arrive, but it may not get into your hands. I'm just telling you." Um, Something else that I quite don't understand. Maybe I just haven't had it in its purest form. Eggnog.
I don't like it.
Sure, if you
I
like
don't love
drinking
milk,
waffle
though.
batter, it's great. But you can't put enough Captain Morgan in that for me. Now, my sister-in-law, her family, I guess, used to have a big New Year's Eve party every year, and they would make homemade eggnog, and that was the big deal was, oh my God, they're making their eggnog. I never tried it, but apparently if you do it right, it's supposed to be good. But that crap that you bring home from the store in the milk carton, ugh, ugh.
Pass.
I saw
No,
it
no.
referred to as chicken milk. That's an image. And
Chicken milk.
the ultimate protein shake. Yeah.
Blech.
So,
I will say that one of the things that so one year I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this. I made this lasagna it's like a whole ordeal. It's got a homemade bolognese and homemade marinara sauce and like it's a whole big ordeal, and it takes hours, and it is so good. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, so maybe next year, like I'll pick something else like that's super yummy, like I was like that was going to be my new tradition, was making something new and yummy. And so I thought, okay, ooh, maybe one year I'll make tamales. So I go to the Googles and I read through and I go, hell no.
No, you need like a whole family to put that
Dude,
together.
tamales from scratch is a lot of work.
It is.
I applaud the families that do it, but like if you've got a whole bunch of people, man, it makes it a little easier, and people can bring, like, you don't have one person making the 5 different meats and the masa and but man, a good
It's
old
a group
homemade
effort.
tamale.
It's a group
I
effort
love
and
it.
an assembly line. And my housekeepers used to make them every year, and they were so good. And I would say, look, if you're trying to kill me, just bring me tamales
Mhm.
because I will eat them all. They were delicious. I do love tamales.
Yeah,
We had
big
some
fan.
traditional stuff my mom used to make. Her stuffing, she always put the Portuguese sausage in the stuffing.
Okay.
And she used to make fish cakes on the holidays too, which is kind of like
Yeah.
I know it sounds gross, but it's like a potato pancake, but with like salted cod in it, and you'd
You
fry
It's
them.
not
It's not making it better
making it.
for you.
No, it's not.
They were good. They were good.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word
So
for it.
yeah, so those were our traditions.
Our tradition really for food was the French onion soup. That was a big, like 3 days before my mom would start
mm,
cutting the amount of onions you got to
oh, I know.
slice and just, but man, good French onion soup. Ooh, ooh,
I
ooh.
love it. There's a
So
restaurant
good.
here that has it, and we'll go and I'll be like, I just want the soup, and then
Just it.
like I don't know, 2 French
Big
fries
old,
and I'm happy.
big old chunk of
But yeah,
cheesy bread. Mm-mm.
good stuff. Um, what else did I have on my food list? Okay, I'm gonna make a confession.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little controversial,
Ooh,
but I like fruitcake. Yep, I said it.
moving on. How about,
And you know, there
I
was
don't
a
think
really
fruit does not belong, chunks of fruit does not belong in baked goods.
well. What about raisins? Like cinnamon raisin bread, oatmeal raisin cookies,
Nope. Fruit.
apple streusels.
Nope. Chunks of fruit does not belong embedded in the baked good.
So I had a fruitcake once, and I've been searching for it ever since, and to this day haven't found it. But I had one that was so good, and it had chocolate in it, chocolate chips, and it was so tasty that I thought, you know what? If all fruitcakes were like this, everybody would love fruitcake.
No, I don't think so. I'm going with no.
So, anyway, that's just me. But then again, I like weird stuff. I love those circus peanut candies and that kind of weird stuff. So, makes sense. I would like a good fruit cake. Now, a bad fruit cake, not so much. And
Yeah,
over the years, I've grown to like those dried fruit platters, which I can't eat anymore because the dried fruit is too much sugar. But
it's a lot of sugar.
as kids, you're like, ugh, who eats those? And then as you get older, you're like, oh, these are pretty good. That those prunes will help push all that meat through that we ate this weekend. So
Speaking of getting older and prunes, I have been working. Sorry, let me.
do we really need to go there?
I just side note real quick here.
Okay.
I have been really working hard and trying to consume 30 grams of fiber a day. Jesus fucking Christ, that is not an easy task. Try it once. It's not
Oh,
easy. It is not easy.
well, I eat a lot of raw vegetables, so I think I got it covered
Do
there.
you know how many cups of raw vegetable? 1 cup of raw vegetables, roughly, is about 5 grams. So you would be having to eat 6 cups of vegetables a day. Not lettuce, because lettuce doesn't have a lot.
No, but everything's moving fine, so I'm getting enough
It's not a
fiber.
It's not
Yeah.
about the moving fine. It's not.
To
It's
me, it
the
is.
well, I mean, it helps, but it's just trying to find that right because it's again they say when you
They.
get like you got to increase your fiber intake and whew, 30 grams is a lot. Sorry, I digress.
You get out that
So
Metamucil,
yeah, geez.
put it in your smoothie.
Um, so for the night before, leaving cookies and carrots out for Santa, we
Hmm.
did that, and we would, of course, take a bite and a bite out of. You got to make teeth marks in the carrots, and you got to like dump half the milk as a whole thing. And I think one year we forgot to do that, and it was like, oh,
I think
Santa forgot
everybody.
to. Oh, maybe he's on a diet.
I think
That was
everybody
just so many.
would
Oh,
forget one year. Tom's brother, what they used to do was they'd make footprints going from the chimney to the tree and back with like flour. And it's
okay.
like, okay, but we're in Southern California. There's no snow outside.
There's
It's just supposed
and
to be snowy footprints.
it's but it's like when the snow have melted. Or do
Or
5-year-olds don't think like
I
that?
think they would say, "Oh no, it's ashes from the fireplace. Oh, the gas
Ooh,
fireplace that
mhm.
doesn't burn any wood." But you know, kids don't know.
No.
They
They're
don't
they're
put that together.
they're dumb.
Yeah. They're dumb.
Believe anything.
Toddlers are assholes, but you know. Um yeah, so but honestly, I was trying to remember when was Santa not a thing anymore? And I just can't remember. And I had older brothers too, so usually the older siblings ruin it for the younger ones, like, oh, there's no Santa. But it's like I don't
I
remember
was
that at all.
yeah, I was I think 5-ish and I because I was just nosing through all the cupboards and saw
Mm.
Christmas gifts and was super excited and then Christmas Day it was like this is from Santa and I'm like, why was it in
Hmm.
the closet last week? You drop it off early? Like what's going on here? And then that's when
Yeah.
I don't yeah, and then you're right, so then you have, like, different families, and you send your kids to school, and then your 6 to 7-year-old comes home and goes, "Timmy said Santa's not real, and I'm stupid for believing." And you're just like, "Jesus fucking thanks, Timmy. Thanks a lot. We're not ready for this. You
Thanks,
lied to
Timmy.
me."
We didn't want to have this conversation till next year, but thanks. Yeah.
Go, but you know what? God, once that happens, you're like, "Thank God, and I don't have to we don't have to keep the charade up. We don't have to the lies. We can just be like, "All right, what do you want?" Like, let's just there no more letters, no more sitting on the lap, no more like, ugh.
Yeah. So I
But
was
then
just listening to a podcast this morning about when the whole letters to Santa thing first became a thing, and the post office took it upon themselves to kind of take it over. Before that, it was just this random guy that said, you know, hey, I'll take it over, and I'll get charities involved, and we'll turn it into you know, a thing where we'll help kids that are, you know,
in need.
families that don't have money or in need, and we'll turn it into a charitable thing. So this guy, there was no oversight. He ran the whole program. So guess what happened? He spent millions of dollars on himself.
Of course.
And a lot of these
It's always a
gifts, they weren't taken directly to the families. They were dropped off to him and his organization. And basically a lot of those gifts never made it anywhere else. Full scam. He had a full scam going. Yeah.
I will say the new tradition that I love that makes my heart so warm is at our office we have angel trees and so families in the community that are in need and are going through hard times they put together their list and then like
Hmm.
our team will pick the list and then we go by like that. So I'll go spend,
Yeah.
80 or $100 on some kid that's like I really need shoes but I want right like a gift
Right.
card to Ulta or so like and that's my new favorite thing is just I go out, I spend, $100 on just buying it's whatever they need, whatever they want, and I'll sign up. And if there's some other like if a new family pops up or I see something, that's my favorite. Last year it was a little boy he just like all he wanted was a soccer ball. Like, that's all he
Mm,
wanted. I'm like, "Dude, a soccer ball is 15 bucks. I will
that's
get you a
easy.
soccer ball. I will get you the air pump that goes with it. I will get you an extra gift card. Like, I will get you soccer it up,
Mm.
kid. Get you the little bag to hold your soccer ball in, and man, I hope that kid is just kicking that ball down the street every day."
Yeah, we used to have an angel giving tree at the general store, and you'd just grab one and it would say boy, girl, age. And so I would just go to Walmart or wherever and just buy a bunch of stuff and
Load
just
up.
say, look, here's a bunch of extra stuff too, in case there's families that, not every thing would get picked and they'd be like, well, what do we do with these? It's like, well, here's all the extra stuff. And of course, I spent the HOA's money to do it. So it was our
The
donation
tax write-off.
to the community. So, but I mean,
The
really, it was like a
HOAs
couple.
don't. Yeah.
It was a couple $100 worth of stuff. It was toys. It was, hats and gloves and like stuff that they could use in the
Stuff
snow,
they
and then
need
some
and stuff they
fun
want. Yeah.
toys and things like that. But yeah, I had one. We had a Barbie dream house delivered. Okay, so the box has a full picture of the Barbie dream house with all the accessories and kids playing with it. So on the card that I put in the woman's box, I wrote Barbie on it so she would know. Don't bring your daughter with you to come pick this up because I'm sure it's a Christmas gift. What does she do? She
She
comes to
brings
pick it
her
up. She's
daughter
like,
to go.
"Oh, I guess I shouldn't have brought my daughter with me." I'm like, "I tried. I tried to give you a heads up." Other people's children.
Oh, well.
So, yeah, so that's all I got
Yeah,
on
it's
Christmas traditions. Now what we do is, um, you know, I have the day off, which is nice. So
nice.
we get up, and last year I think we went the only bar that's open downtown. We went and had a drink and
Nice.
took a little walk, a little stroll, and had a little nap, had some
We
dinner.
I we try and I try and like create like gifts for my kids now are like an experience, right? We'll get tickets to a
Mm-hmm.
game and we'll make a whole big thing out of it. Or there's they just getting pulled in so many directions about you got to come here and you got to do this and you got to. So like I'm just like I'm doing nothing. If you want to do nothing with me, great. If you want, like, don't feel like you have to. We don't have to. The new thing, which I am all for. My daughter's like, can we just leave town? I'm all, hell yeah, let's go. So
Yeah.
we are flying on Christmas Day, so they don't have to do anything. And it's like, well, we're going out of town with my mom. You can't get mad at me for not being around. And
Right.
it spreads a little bit, right? So then they can do something a couple days before. They can do stuff when they get back, and we can all of their obligations until they're ready to tell all of their obligations. I ain't doing that. They can spread it out, but we're going to go to Vegas and go eat and gamble and watch a hockey game
Nice.
and have so much fun. Yeah, leave
Yeah,
town.
we usually do
Town.
dinner, but we'll do it like the week before
Yeah.
or a couple weeks before. We won't try to do it like on Christmas Eve. We'll, make a reservation somewhere and do a
Yeah,
nice
spread it
nice
out.
dinner. But yeah, you know, it's
Just Thursday.
it's just Thursday.
Just Thursday.
Exactly.
It's all
Yeah.
right. It's just Thursday. Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, no, my parents were always real good about making Christmas special and making it making it a good time for everybody.
Same.
Um,
I'm not now.
yeah.
I mean, I hope I did it good enough for them as a child, but that, I'm sure their therapist will let them know whether or not I did it.
They'll work that out in therapy. I
It's
do have
just
to give a shout out
okay.
to a friend who has a t-shirt company called
Okay.
Brilliant Chaos Brand, and
Okay.
she makes t-shirts with all kinds of fun, positive messages on them, a lot of nature-based
Oh,
themes.
nice. All right. I'll
But
check
if
that
you're looking
out.
for a gift, some fun stuff. So, like to promote people that are, doing stuff non-corporate type of things. So Brilliant Chaos Brand. She's got a
I
website.
like that. Okay. Well, we'll check it out.
And get yourself a nice t-shirt.
All right.
That's all I got. So what
That's
you
it.
talking about, Willis?
Can't remember if I said this one or not, but it came up again, and it my daughter something happened in a hockey game or something, and in the group text, she said some dude his cheeks, and I'm thinking like
Ass cheeks?
English. I'm thinking like English, right? You cheeky cunt, like kind of like
Yeah.
anybody don't get
Yeah.
offended. It's a phrase.
Like
It's not
British. Like British.
I like right, like
Yeah.
it's cheeky, it's cute, it's quirky, it's whatever. It's not. It means ass cheeks. Like he's playing like ass. He's cheeks right now, and I'm like,
He's playing like an asshole, like someone's being an asshole.
no,
Dude,
he's
you're being an
playing.
ass.
No, he's playing terrible. He's playing cheeks, and I was like, if you have to explain, if it's that long of an explanation, I'm not sure how. But I don't know if it's a thing she came up with. I don't know if it's a popular thing. I don't know, but if something is not good, it's cheeks. It's ass, right?
It's
Like
ass. Dude, that's assy.
this food tastes cheeks. Tastes like ass.
Tastes like
It's cheeks.
ass.
I don't know. I don't know. I okay.
All right.
Sure.
That's a good one.
Okay. Cheeks.
I was scrolling and I saw something that said, that asked, are you a strawberry or are you a cherry? And I thought, well, what the hell does that mean?
I need more I need further description to
So
determine.
apparently if you're a strawberry, you are faithful, loyal, fidelity. And if you're a cherry, you're a cheating asshole. So I think it was in terms of relationships. You know, are you a strawberry or are you a cherry?
But why do we pick those particular fruits?
I don't know. I think it has to do with, I saw something that said, oh, in the Japanese culture, these fruits symbolize blah, blah, blah.
There we go. Okay.
So cheating, cherry.
Okay. Well, I got that when I read that.
You know.
Well, and the first thing that, of course, came to my mind was like popping a cherry. Like it's right. It implies there's some promiscuousness to it.
Right.
I guess. I don't know.
Right. So I thought, okay, well, that's interesting. Yeah. That's a new one.
Something. I don't know if it's interesting. It's something, though.
It's something. And apparently my phone has heard me, or maybe just because I watched a couple videos now, but those stupid ass squishy dumpling toys. Now all I get are videos of people opening those. Apparently the Five Below store has them in mass quantities, and they're cheap. So people are buying them all up, and then, you know, oh, which one did I get? Which one did I get? But like I said, what are you going to do with them now? What are you going to do with all these? So if you get the special one, sell it now, because it's not going to be worth anything.
It's not. It's you take advantage while you can.
Make it pay for all those other ones you bought. And I'm kind of curious to see what's inside them. I want to see someone cut one open. Don't just open it up and show me what color it is. Cut that bitch open. I want to see what's gooing out of there. So, yeah. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right. Well,
all right. Well, enjoy
Merry Christmas, everybody.
The hustle and bustle. Everybody don't stress out if it doesn't get there in time. It's okay.
It's coming fast. It's coming fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's Thursday. We all want it to be perfect, but it's okay. A little imperfection is okay.
Yeah. And
breathe, count.
We want to see and hear those stories when they're not perfect.
Yes.
We want the story. We want to come home and see the Christmas lights all on the ground because you duct taped them. You know, we would put up all the outdoor decorations and then get a huge windstorm. And I'd get a phone call from somebody like a mile away. Hey, I have your giant candy canes in my backyard. It's like, okay, thanks. Just drop those off when you come into town.
Too funny.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, touch grass, relax, enjoy.
Yeah. And
are we allowed to say Merry Christmas this year, or are we Happy Holidaysing?
Always. You know, at the hotel, they tried to tell us we couldn't have nativity scenes, and I told them to fuck off. I'm putting up a nativity scene. And I do enjoy the TikTok videos of people sneaking things into their family nativity scenes. They'll be like a little SpongeBob hanging out behind a sheep.
I'm gonna have to click on one of those.
Yeah, those are pretty funny. I appreciate that kind of humor.
Oh,
But
good.
yeah, just uh, keep yourself
Relax.
grounded. Don't get caught up
Yeah.
in the madness.
Yeah.
Don't leave your door open in the street, putting your shoes on. Be
White
aware of the
Tesla.
dips. Um, just take a
Slow
beat.
down.
Nothing, you can't be in a hurry this time of year.
No,
Just
relax.
dial it back. If you're going to be late, you're going to be late. And
It's
um,
also okay to say no and stay home.
be nice to people that are working,
Yeah, it's not their
that
fault.
server, that cashier.
All of them.
Just, I don't want to see you walk in and look at the line and go, ugh, you're going to stand in a line at some point.
It's happening.
So
It's
just,
happening.
make sure your timing is good. That relieves a lot of headaches, is if you know your timing. So that's all I got to say.
All right, that's it. Have a great day.
All right.
Feliz on your dog.
I don't